Okay, welcome back. We'll now move on to the second video, and this is going to cover the tutorial sheets BP2D3 and BP2D4. Okay, we didn't save the drawing after we'd drawn the plinth, so let's do that just now. The drawing's got a name already, so you don't need to do save as. You can just use the floppy disk icon to save an update. Okay, now this next part will start to get a bit trickier. We're going to create the marble walls for the building, but we won't actually need to draw any fresh lines. And this is very common in the way an AutoCAD drawing develops. We draw some lines, but then use them and copy them and offset them and rotate them and move them to create other shapes. So there's not much actual fresh creation. There's a lot of editing to end up with a finished drawing. So we'll start off by doing wall A, which is like a C-shape wall over this side. So let's get a little bit closer if we can. We can just about fit that on screen. So we start off with the offset command. So it's O, return. The last time we used offset was for the steps, so it remembers the 375. That's not the size we want. The distance from the edge of the plinth to the wall is 600 millimeters. So we type in 600 and return. And then we bring the walls inwards on three sides. Pick, move, pick. Pick, move, pick. Pick, move, pick. We can keep the command going. We want a different offset size though. Okay, the wall will be 250 millimeters thick. So I press return twice, once to stop the command, once to bring back the command, type in a different offset distance, 250, return, and now bring the newest lines in again. Pick, move, pick. Pick, move, pick. Pick, move, pick. Press escape now to stop the command. So let's not go too far and make things messy and difficult to work with. Let's tidy up these corners first so we can see what we've got. So I'm going to move in closer and look at this corner. Now I could tidy this up in a number of ways. I could use the trim command, or I could use the fillet command. So let's try both so you can see the difference. Trim command starts with TR and return. It's asking me to pick cutters. So for trim to work, the objects have to be either touching or crossing over each other. So these two lines could cut each other and form a corner. So we pick them both as the cutters. Then press enter because I've picked my cutters. Now it's asking me to pick the bits I want to get rid of. So you see what happens if I move around? Bits start disappearing. This takes a bit of time to get used to. The more drawings you do, the easier it gets to understand which bits to pick. Okay, but just now I would pick this portion and this portion. Press enter to stop the command. Now let's compare that to the fillet command. Okay, with fillet all we need to do is pick the bits we want to keep and it will tidy the corner up for us. So F, return, and there's no radius set here, so I will end up with a square corner. Okay, so all I need to do is pick the bits I want to keep on screen. So it will be these two bits of line, not these two. Okay, so I pick one line, pick the second line. Now fillet also has the advantage that it can extend lines. Let me just demonstrate. So if these lines didn't actually meet, then if I use fillet, I can actually join them as well as chop. So it's a bit more versatile than trim. So let's zoom out and deal with the tidy up the other corner using the fillet command. So it's F, return, and you pick the lines you want to keep. Pick 1, pick 2. Return to use the command again, pick 1, pick 2. Let's zoom out and see what we've got. Okay, it's starting to shape up, but what we need are the ends of the walls. These lines are just flying off too far at the moment. So let's deal with the top first. I need to end up with a line round about this position. Okay, so this is where the offset command comes in again, to create a parallel copy that will give us a bit of line that we can use. Okay, so the distance is a more awkward number this time. So it's O, return, and looking at your handout you'll see it's 4307, return. And we're picking the middle line. So pick the middle line, go to the right and pick again. Escape and then do your tidying up. Let's trim this time. TR, return, pick all 3 lines and return. Now you can pick away the bits you don't want to keep. Return to finish. Very easy. Let's move down to the bottom of the screen and deal with the end of this wall. So it's offset again, O, return. The distance is 6800, return. Take the middle line, go to the right, pick again. Escape to stop offset. Try a fillet on this one instead. It will feel more complicated. So it's F, return. Do the outside one first. Okay, pick 1, pick 2. Press return to repeat the command. This time you have to be more careful. It's these 2 bits we want to keep. Even though these are the big bits of line, it doesn't matter. This is the bit we want to keep. So you pick 1, pick 2, and that's it, finished. Okay. Now these lines are supposed to be on the walls layer. At the moment, because they were created from the plinth, they're on layer plinth. So we want to select those and put them onto the marble walls layer. So this gives us a chance to look at selection. Okay, now we've been picking things individually so far. Now that's okay when it's just 1 or 2 items. When it's very small items like this, it gets more awkward. You have to keep zooming in and zooming out. Okay, and to get over this, we have got what's called implied windowing. So press escape to cancel any selections just now. Now try a selection that goes from about this point, goes from left to right. Okay, you see just a single click in the black space there lets me generate a window to select with, and this will only pick objects that are completely inside the window. Okay, so this line here won't get selected. Okay, got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines have been picked. Press escape. Try that same selection from the other side. If I start just about in this corner, I get a green crossing window instead of the blue gentler one. So anything that this green shape touches or crosses will be selected. So if I did this shape, it's going to take the outside line as well. So that's a more powerful selection option. Okay. These can be combined. So I can do some green, some blue. Holding the Shift key lets me take things away. I can take things away individually or with a crossing window. And you build up your selections in that way. let go of Shift, reselect those two lines. I've got my 8 objects selected. It's not telling me I've got 8. You only get a number if you use something like the copy command or move command. When you're just selecting kind of loosely like we did, it won't tell you how many objects. Okay, we want to change these onto a different layer, so I drop the list down here and choose the layer 2D Wall Marble. Okay, to deselect everything, just press the Escape key and it drops the grips. Okay, we've covered a lot of stuff there, but let's carry on. We've still got some more walls to do. So wall B is a little bit more complicated. Let's get in a bit closer. So we start off with the same offsets, 600 and 250. So O, return, 600, return. Take this line in, take this line down. Okay, we can also continue this by taking this line down as well. So this is going to be a bit trickier to discern. Okay, press return to finish, return to bring back the command, and then the distance this time is 250. Return. We only offset this line inwards. Okay, press escape to stop. So we've got all the lines we need, it's just that some of them are crossing over each other and some of them don't meet at all. So this is where the Phillip command is going to be especially useful. So F, return, pick, zoom in closer, return, take this line, and it's this bit we want to join it to. You can see what happens. It previews, as of version 2015 onwards, you get the preview of what's going to happen before you commit. Okay, and finally up here we could trim or fillet. Let's have a trim instead, so it's escape to stop fillet, then TR, return, pick all 3 lines as your cutters, return, and then pick the bits you want to get rid of. So there's 4 picks this time. Escape to stop. Okay, now we could pick these and put them onto the marble layer. Alternatively, we could use the match properties command. So we can make these look like this. So, okay, so the match properties command is over here, big button. You pick the object that you want to imitate or mimic, and then you pick the objects you want to change. So it's just another way of doing what we did. We wrapped them and then changed them to wall marble. Okay, that's walls A and B done. C is very similar to this, it just looks a bit more complicated. Okay, first offset is 1800, return. So this can bring this wall down. Then the 250, so return twice, change it to 250 and return. Pick this wall, come down again. Okay, let's get in closer now. Okay, the end of this wall is somewhere over here. It's 3150 millimeters this way. So O, return, 3150, return, pick this line, go to the left this time and pick again. Okay, the other end of the wall is 15305 this way. So press return twice to change your offset distance. It's 15305. Return. Take this line to the right and click again. Now escape. So the shape is nearly there, but everything's very dislocated, split up. So let's use Phillip to firstly get things joined up a bit. So F, return, take this line to the bottom line, return, take this line to this vertical one. Things are shaping up a bit better now. We could use Phillip here. Another option is to extend using a grip. Now I need the end of this line to hit this one perpendicular. Now I don't know which object snaps, which accuracy settings I've got active at the moment. So I click on this icon, you right click this icon, and you can see here that at the moment I've only got 2 of my object snaps available. I won't be needing node. Okay, so at the moment I want to just add perpendicular. So let's go for that. So it will recognize endpoints and perpendicular positions. Click back in the black space. To extend, it's very easy. If it's just going horizontally or vertically, we can use the grips. You click on a line, click on the grip, and it will go from blue to red. Drag to the side, and when it shows the perpendicular icon, left click. Escape to stop. This could be trimmed, filleted, or it could be shortened using the grips. Click on the line, click on the grip, bring it down either to perpendicular or endpoint. Escape. These could be done in exactly the same way. Click on the line, click on the grip, bring it all the way back, perpendicular, keep it going, click on this line, click the grip, bring it down to the end point. Escape to stop. Remember how to change objects onto a different layer? Just grab the objects, drop the layers list down, and choose 2D wall marble. Escape to stop. Okay, so that completes sheet BP 2D3. We now move on to sheet BP 2D4. And to save a bit of time, we're going to bring in the rest of the marble walls by inserting them from another drawing. Okay, use the insert command, so it's I return. We browse so we can look for the folder. Okay, I've got the marble walls file here, BP marble walls. I can see a little preview there, so it looks like the stuff I'm going to use. Click open. I can either control where they go, or if I take the tick off here, it will definitely go to 0, 0, 0. That's actually the control point that I want to use. Okay, so we'll take the tick off. We don't want to scale things up or down, make them larger or smaller, and we don't want to rotate them either. So click OK, and the objects should arrive in the right position. If you click on the objects that have come in, you'll see that they're stuck together. And that's what happens when you insert a block. It keeps them unified. Okay, we want them to be separate again, so we can edit them or move them. So what we do is we escape that and explode them. So it's X return. Click anywhere on the objects that are derived and enter. Now when you click, you'll see these are now back to being individual lines. Escape. Okay, the last task on this sheet is to form the reflection pools. We've got a large one here, so that's pool D, a smaller one here, pool E, and then we've got a plinth, a statue base to go in this corner. Okay, so let's draw a line out from this wall. So it's L, return, let your object snaps find the position, we can just drag out 12050. So ortho's on, we're just dragging to the side 12050, enter. We're then going to go upwards by 8600, return, and then we'll come back perpendicular to this wall, and that's the shape of the pool. Press enter to stop. Now the pool is down on the ground. These walls are projecting upwards. Okay, so these are the objects that will be getting sliced through in a plan view. You don't draw another line on top of these. Okay, this line is weaker, it's subservient to the strength of the wall lines. Okay, we want the drawing always to appear that way. Okay, on this side we need to use an offset. Okay, so it's O, return, 3700, return, pick the left side line, go to left again and click. Escape to stop the offset command, match properties, pick a plinth line, match it to this one. Escape. Final task is the small statue base. Okay, we only need the offset of 750 here. So O, return, 750, return. Take this line, go down, pick the newest line, go down again. Take this line, go left, take the newest line, go left again. So that's the shape. We just need to tidy this up, either using fillet or trim. So escape the offset command. There is another alternative here. We could draw a rectangle on top of it. I'm trying to introduce as many new commands as possible. So I'll need to draw my rectangle from intersection to intersection. I don't have that object snap active. So I right click the object snaps, add intersection, click in the black, and then use the rectangle command, REC, return. So I'm using the pink lines as guidelines. So from intersection to intersection, there's my new shape. Escape. Pick these 4 lines, press the delete key, and they're gone. Remember zoom extents? Double click your middle mouse button, click out once. It's really shaping up now. We've got most of the important features established. Remember to click save, and we'll stop the recording just there and pick this up very soon.